Welcome to Behind the Smoke Podcast, Barbecue War Stories. My name is Shawn Walchef with Cali Comfort Barbecue. We are recording above the butcher shop with my man Derek Marso from Valley Farm Market. We are at episode number 92, closing in on a hundo.
It's a great number. I 92 episodes. There's a lot to reflect on, and that's exciting. We've learned a lot from different people, and being able to sit down and talk with people and have conversations and learn stuff is something that I feel is really, really exciting. I'm fortunate to be able to do that with you guys and continue the journey. Getting close to 100, man. That's I guess I didn't think that we would have made it this far, to be honest. More of a thing like, hey, let's try this podcast. Maybe we get 10 episodes of people wanting to hear what we have to say, and here we are close to 100. So, thank you to the listeners that are listening, and hopefully we're bringing you guys something to think about. I think today's going to be a good one to really get you to start thinking about yourself and what you're doing, and we're excited.
Absolutely. I mean, exactly what you said. Almost coming up on 100. We've learned a lot, and we never thought when we started this that we would be getting close to 100 episodes. But thank you for listening, and it's our job just to bring on interesting people and find out what they're doing with their lives. And I think today's a special episode, and I'll let Derek kind of give some backstory.
Yeah, throughout the years, for our barbecue competitions, we've had people that have come and helped out. Fortunate to be able to ask some of my best friends to come and volunteer their time to help out in the barbecue events. And, this gentleman has been a good friend of mine and really taught me a lot about golf and laughing and just being true to who you are. And, Brian Hess of Hess Roofing, welcome to our podcast. Thank you for coming. And thanks for showing up and being in a good spirit.
Well, thank you for having me, guys. Feels good in here. I'm honored and excited to share. Yeah, big time. Thanks for the introduction.
Yeah, no, I mean, for
I didn't know I was such a good friend. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good.
Sometimes I have to lie to the viewers or listeners. So
thank you.
To make you feel more important. But, we've been able to become friends through friends, and, a lot of our time started out as, on the golf course, and getting to hang out and watching you play. And, if you guys probably don't know, but Brian's a very good golfer. I'm fortunate and blessed to be able to go golf in with some of these, Corey and yourself who
my phone's going off.
Shoot in the 60s. I've been with Brian before where he shot a 69 and been mad at himself because he didn't play well. So I shot 69 on the front nine, and Brian shot 69 on the whole round. So then our friendship kind of blossomed, and started coming to the store and hanging out more and doing a lot of fishing. We fished, did some tournaments and stuff, and he's just been able to kind of teach me about that kind of stuff. And I've been a sponge, and then went out to the ocean, got you out into the ocean.
You've got me out there, yeah.
Yeah, we got you out to the ocean, and had a lot of fun times doing that stuff. But through that, I've seen a big, change in what you've been doing. Brian, I don't want to speak for you, but I think it's easy to say that you suffered from addiction. You had an alcohol problem, and which was funny to us in a lot of times, but it was something that was very serious. And
one day I might look back at videos and think it's funny too, right? Right now I think it's gross, but I'm hoping that people hold on to that information.
Right.
One day I can maybe laugh at it.
Yeah. And then you being able to, run a business, a Hess Roofing company, and do it successfully with Ryan DeGuzman and your dad. And so
they're a good team.
Yeah,
very blessed there.
Got a great team. So kind of walk us through a little bit about, what you've been doing, kind of the changes you've been doing, running a business, kind of seeing, what you want out of life, because I think your story is pretty unique.
Thank you. And I'm going to try to answer your questions. I want to stop and say good job to you guys too. Before I didn't even say that. Was this 93 episodes? Is this the 93rd?
Second.
This is 92.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know you guys have been doing this, but that's a big number. So that's a not butt kiss. That's good job to you. So thank you, and I'm honored to be here very much. I want to tell my story because I'd like to tell people to get better. So this is an opportunity for me. So Very cool.
Yeah.
And thank you. So what you just said, thanks. Our friendship's awesome. It's I appreciate it. Always did, even when I was, doing what I was doing, we've always been connected in a good way, and even when I was in, finger quote fog, that I was in and drowning feelings and such, not managing well, kind of drowning myself in the liquor, I was still a good guy. I was just lost.
Right.
And I know you saw that. That's why I gravitated towards you and vice versa. So it's definitely nice to be this person for myself, for you, and for all the people. Everybody thought I was the funny guy, but now I'm the good guy. Now I'm who I'm supposed to be.
But you're still funny.
Yeah. I'm a little serious in it, and people are worried, I think, about that because I'm so goal oriented now and I could do that. I know I need to stop and laugh, but I'm in that mode where I'm so windshield. There's not a lot of rear view going on. I don't really even want to take any credit for any of my successes. This will almost be a weird time to stop, and it's almost odd for me to give myself any credit for what I've done because I'm just too busy continuing.
How long have you been sober?
I'm not where I want to go. It was 8 months yesterday.
8 months yesterday.
Without a drink.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, and I mean it was a big problem. I grew up kind of around alcohol, super common. You hear it on the radio and it's boasted about, and not everybody's lost the. I guess for me, I don't have the right to do it anymore, but it's just so socially acceptable. It's kind of odd to get wasted Wednesdays. You hear it on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
It's just everybody thinks it's okay. And a person like me who takes things to the limits, you get a hold of that. I can get good at all kinds of. I can say shit here, can't I? Yeah. I can get good.
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Thank you. Be careful with that.
You're all
slightly.
good.
Maybe
no FCC.
I'm banished from the United States. But I can get good at all kinds of stuff, and we all can. We all have different capacities, but where we decide to channel ourselves, and I just I wasn't steering my spaceship, so. It would go wherever the feels took it, wherever the addiction took it. And when you don't have yourself figured out, that was an easy answer. You can just, feel temporarily good there, wake up, deal with the same bullshit, and then press the mute button.
So what was your rock bottom moment?
I probably sat in the rock bottom moment for years, honestly, because I felt like I was going to lose golf. Mm-hmm. And I was scared to be vulnerable. It was like my big dirty secret. People didn't know how bad it was.
You were drinking while you were playing golf?
Oh God. Shit.
I was convinced that I could not swing a club
if you weren't drinking.
Oh yeah.
That's the truth.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Like me, I would honestly, I could go out and feel like I was going to break par or should every time, which I was so out of control with course management and stuff, but I could still go shoot in the 60s that way, playing twice a month drunk. I wouldn't always by any
What were you
means.
drinking?
I'd drink a full 375 milliliter bottle of Jägermeister within an hour before I even teed off.
Wow.
And that, if I didn't get at least that in my system, I'd feel bad. And then I'd have a couple double Jack and diets and a couple of shots out there. I was drinking at least 750 milliliters of liquor a day. And,
wow.
And when I wanted to get out of it, I'd drink 2 bottles. And that went on for a dozen years. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even in my early 20s, I was getting at it, So, I mean, when I did this too, I was probably... you guys let me know if you have to cue the music, like the wrap it up shit. Like you guys let me know. You asked. But where was I going with that?
Just what you were drinking and how it got, and you were playing golf.
Yeah, well,
golf.
It just the whole thing was just, I mean, as out of control as it could be. And for me, the golf was a big deal. I'd have to get wasted before golf, but a lot of people wake up and crack a beer, and I wasn't that guy. Mm-hmm. I'd be hungover and live my life hungover and deal with the stresses of work and run a company. And I did it well. The attitude wasn't good, but I'm able to, I did the job good. But
that was a badge of honor for me. I said I was a functioning alcoholic. Like it was something to be proud of.
That's what you had done?
Yeah. Because I've been sober for 5 years. But
awesome. Yeah,
I had my own dark demons that I had to face.
Yeah.
And it was a brutal.
So you're smelling what I'm stepping in a little bit. You've been there, and
I've been there, but knowing working the program and working the steps, I know that I can only be sober today. Just because I'm sober for 5 years doesn't mean that I can. Like for me, it's a disease.
Yeah.
You know, it's an allergy. It's something that, you know, once I become a pickle, I'm a pickle. Like I can't go back to being a cucumber. Like that was a huge step for me, you know, taking step one and admitting that I was an alcoholic.
Yeah, that's
because I was always a functioning alcoholic, and I took a badge of honor of saying, this is something that I take pride in. Like I'm the best drinker. I can drink with everybody. Like I can throw the best party. Like I can recruit people to start drinking. I mean, when I was a kid, it was that's how we rolled.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, you go hard.
Yeah,
you go hard.
You're making friends. You're
Look
making
at
drinking buddies.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be you sound like I haven't
I own
spent
a
a bunch
bar.
of time
I mean,
with you.
what the fuck?
Just you know, it sounds, you know, look at how you are with business and your podcasts and your life. You know, maybe.
I mean,
you go hard, so you're like me. You know, you can get good at all kinds of stuff, and it could be the wrong shit.
Sure,
you can
absolutely.
I took pride in the fact that I was just like I wanted to be the best fisherman. Never believed in myself. Just like I was a top tier golfer. Never believed. You know, I really took pride in that I could kick ass at drinking too. You know, so.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's just why you used it. You know, I'd manage my days and let it build up and build up and build up and build up and build up, and then I'd get off of work and it was just get loaded. Drink that same 375 milliliter bottle of Jägermeister from the time I was in El Cajon to UTC where I lived. It'd be gone in 25 minutes. I'd be blacked out by the time I got home.
Did you ever get any DUIs or get in any trouble?
No, and I got pulled over multiple times. I mean, it's insane that I didn't hurt anybody or myself, and it's just. You know, that's just God's good grace. You know, it's just a blessing. It's crazy how much has happened to where it must.
You
not
said
be
your rock bottom was for 12 years, but
Well,
there was a day that was your last drink.
Yeah,
What
I woke
was
up
that day.
I woke up on May 21st and I was just done.
I think you called me.
I did. I called you. It was weird. This has been brewing a bunch. I was living in the downstairs room at my friend's house. I'd gotten poison oak from playing Mount Woodson. I mean, there's so many signs. I'm surprised my friggin' hair didn't fall out. But I was just I was done for a long time, and I hit a breaking point. And when and really what that is what I'm doing isn't working. I suck. I wasn't happy. I mean, it was just junk, and I knew it though. That was what was weird. It was like, I'm gonna do it. And as broken as I was gonna do it. I walked my ass down to work, and I had to tell my dad what was going on. It was the most vulnerable thing in the world. Like,
What'd you tell him?
I just told him I'm screwed up and I need help.
You asked for help.
I can't.
Oh, yeah.
I went down to roof the yard. I started calling different addiction places, you know, and found a place and made a phone call. I talked to the right guy, this guy Brandon, who was a younger guy, and I was full of piss and vinegar. And I'm like, look, I drink a fucking bunch of Jägermeister and I'm screwed up, and I don't need some soft ass person to come and, you know, I want to get better, you know.
Yeah.
And he was in the military. I liked the way he sounded. This isn't a promotion, but Apex Recovery really helped me in Mission Valley. I went and saw a guy named Dr. Bruin, who he's kind of runs that ship, and he's he's kind of my age, plays golf, and he's a guy's guy, and we really resonated well together. And then
It's inpatient?
Yeah, I spent a couple weeks in a house, and then I went to intensive outpatient 3 times a week for 3 hours a day for 3 months, and I've seen a therapist associated there. Maybe,
but it's not associated with AA.
No, it's not actually.
Okay.
It's totally different, and they go to AA meetings and stuff like that. And when you talked about AA, and I could tell you go to AA, you know, that's the biggest organization, and anything that has to do with any sort of sobriety and helping people, you know, you will not see anything negative come from me.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit different mentality.
Sure.
So, and what works for me is different. You
Hey,
know, I don't.
You're sober today, and that's 8 months. You know,
Yeah. I don't look at myself, and it's going to be in direct correlation with AA, and it's not to be disrespectful at all. You know, of your process, because everybody's different. You know, what works for me, that kind of shit. But I'm not an alcoholic, and I don't look at. I don't have to. I feel like I don't need to look back at the things that I did in the past that were wrong to make sure that I don't do them wrong again. I just know the space that I was in then.
Yeah.
And I wasn't an alcoholic then. I was just covering shit up because I didn't know who I was. So I have an addictive personality, but I wasn't an alcoholic.
And that's the thing that works for you. You know?
Yeah, and that's it. That's just how I view it.
You and I have talked about
I own that I'm not, and I just know that I was using it for a different reason. Some
Sure.
people maybe have, you know, so that's just my truth, and I know that for me.
Absolutely.
And people, you know, A is the biggest one, so I get that all the time, and it's hard because since I don't think like that, there becomes a little bit of a, well, this is right and this is wrong, and I don't even go there. I'm happy that, just like you're happy that I'm having my, you know, great job to you. I never knew that about you, and I don't know a ton about you, but you have this connection when you
Mm-hmm.
meet someone that's gone through that, and really the best part about it, and if I let me know if the wrap it up music needs
No,
to go.
you're good.
But the best part of it, it's kind of funny in that, I'm 38 years old. I've been running a company with good people, and it's kind of funny because it's a weird opportunity to kind of build yourself. It's like you admit that you're broken, and now it's like, okay, you get to keep I know that I'm funny, I know that I've got certain traits, but it's like, who are you a little bit, and you get to build your pyramid from ground up, and it's neat. And I'm just in the process through who I am and discovering and what I've read a little bit. Goggins.
Right.
I got that book, and obviously I'm 8 months into the process, so I feel like I was doing what he talks about in his book before I read it. And it's like I'm learning from his book too. Don't get me wrong. I'm far from Goggins. I'd like to be. The more I could be like that, the better. But I'm just in the process. Every part of my life, just looking at your weaknesses and your, owning your strengths.
Mm-hmm.
I never even thought I was good at golf until the last few weeks. I won mid-am qualifiers by 6 shots out of 100 people. And
How old are you then?
I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
I won tournaments when I was 15 and shot 66 and never gave myself credit.
Were you scared that golf was going to be a trigger?
No, I think that I just didn't know what kind of vehicle I had, and I just never had belief. I think that comes in age, but I drowned it, so I never had an opportunity in adulthood to believe in myself or anything like that. So it's fun now. I mean, I've been doing kick ass, but even that belief you get in my clarity and stuff, I'm like, dude, I really believe in myself. I never gave myself credit for accomplishments or anything like that for whatever reason. And I think that in a 20-year alcoholic phase, like it all settles and you build yourself up and you're like, wow, I really am funny. I really am good at golf.
Right.
I really am a caring person that wants to do good for people, so that's what's nice. I'm just glad that when I stripped stripped everything off, I'm a good dude. It would suck to strip everything off and be like, dude, I'm an asshole.
Right.
I want to hurt people. I'm like, cool. I naturally want to do good, which is awesome, and that's all intertwined with faith and love and wanting to learn, And so it's cool. I can honestly say that since May 21st, I've made plenty of mistakes, but I can say with a fucking ton of confidence that I've not made one mistake with ill will or ill intention, and I've learned from them all, and I've learned that not all dogs want to be pet.
Right.
I've got bit a few times,
Sure.
and
we've talked about
I love dogs, bro. I want to pet them. I got a lot to fucking say, right?
Right.
And so thank you, by the way. This
Yeah.
right here probably gave me like a month of freewheeling golf, dog. I'm ready to chill out and go, because I need this piece. I want to help people, man. That's more important to me than golf or anything.
Right.
My friendships, my relationships with people, helping people. That's my mission, dude. The golf, and I think I'm great at golf. I know I'm great at golf, and I don't know where I'm going to go with it, but it's going to be fun. But regardless, the people in my world and their missions and helping people is number one. I won't be right within if I don't do something. So this is a great opportunity. So muchas gracias.
Yeah. So doing that, like I said, I've seen a lot of change, and we've talked and been able to sit in the office and go over a lot of things that are going on in your life, and you're starting to find that Brian and having a lot of trust in yourself, and who you are, and you're starting to understand what you're capable of. And now, with running a business, running a roofing company, you're seeing that it's affording you a luxury to be able to maybe pursue your golf career, and do those things and have an avenue to go help people and do, be the great Brian that the best Brian that you can be.
A little more freedoms, yeah.
Right. So sometimes, we talk about a lot where people are kind of stuck in their what they're doing, and they're so, like, I have to be here, I have to work, I have to do this. And you're right now taking a little bit of a step back from business and giving different people more responsibility. And you're going to start focusing more on golf and being able to be the best and help other people, right?
Yeah. I want to have a voice.
Right.
And thanks. I don't mean to be so quick to talk.
No.
I heard you.
You always are.
I know.
You're good.
I'm like, God, hurry up so I can talk. But yeah, you get to a place where the goal is to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't work. The company has to run, and I want to do great things there and be there. But yeah, I think that there's a balance that I'm finding where you can run your company and do yourself. It's better for yourself and better for the company. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. responsibly so, you
Right.
know, to do so. But gearing it where I'm optimizing my performance at my job, maybe taking a little bit less responsibility, a little bit, less money, giving somebody that could use the money, that has the time and should wants, it fits more.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're kind of, it's funny. That's all I had before was the company and drinking.
Right.
So I respect the company a bunch, and I will not do well if it doesn't thrive. But yeah, I'm using it as an opportunity and a tool to kind of have my best of both worlds, not just roof. And it's a great opportunity to be able to kind of follow my stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to scale back in the work and scale up in the golf department. But it's not just about the golf, kind of like I mentioned earlier, working with these programs and people, the dogs that want to be pet.
Mm-hmm.
This is a nice opportunity once again, because it goes out to all kinds of dogs, and people can get whatever they want out of it, which is so awesome.
Right.
So just to when I think about the time I'm spending in freeing myself up, when I talk about it in just the golf, it doesn't make me feel good. When I talk about it in the sense of, I'm taking a little time away and I'm working for myself, and I'm able to explore the golf, I'm able to help people, I'm able to do stuff like this, and that's what I want. So
And in that journey, you've also lost 60 pounds since then? 70 pounds?
I've lost 60 pounds in the last 8 months.
Yeah.
I was 235. I'm 175. And that's been a bonus, man. That's been fun for a dude that's always been big.
You see your dick again.
It's almost of infant stature. But no, yeah. So that's been a big bonus too. Yeah. It's cool when your dick goes times 2. So, prayers get answered. Sorry. That's bad. But no, just nothing but good stuff, man. Really from my outlook, from business, across the board, dude. And I started feeling better right away.
The hangovers is the biggest thing, is because as an alcoholic, you learn that in order to continue drinking, you have to be able to deal with getting up for work and pretending that you don't feel like shit.
Yeah, and I'm a master actor. I've been doing it my whole fucking life, right? So you callous yourself, and I don't know if you've read the Goggins book, but now it's interesting because I spent 13 years hungover and functioning and running a company.
Yeah.
So now when I get like 3 hours of sleep sober, I'm functioning on a higher rate than I would on 7, ever before, So I've calloused myself through the process. So there's, in dragging myself through hell and kicking my own ass for so long, and I'm all feels too, So when I'm in that place, it's a fucking shitty place. And I know a lot of people feel that, but there's an equivalent good on the other side. You just have to bust your ass.
What kind of fears did you have of becoming sober? Like not being able to play golf the way that you
that was a huge one. I literally,
because you were drinking, socially when you were golfing, but a lot of the drinking was done without anybody, right?
Oh yeah, solo.
You drank before you hit the golf course.
Oh, big time. Yeah. People would think like, wow, why is Brian so shit faced? He only had a couple of drinks and a couple of shots. I'm like, you missed the fucking bottle I had on the way there, bro.
Yeah,
and that was every time.
Alcoholic
that was a
math.
big.
How many drinks did you have? I had 2. Like, actually, no, I had fucking 8. I had as many as
100,
I could.
yeah. Like, I literally, my
I had
blood
as many
type
as I
is
could until somebody
vodka
audited me.
right now, or Jägermeister or whatever. It's not a thing. It's not good.
Right. We would have an over-under bet, and I know he doesn't like to look back.
I can have fun with it now. I will laugh.
Yeah, we used to have an over-under bet on how much money he would, so he would break clubs. Brian is notorious for breaking clubs. So it's like...
Sorry, coach.
Right. So it's like a $500 to $800 over-under. Like, is he going to break $500 worth of clubs, or is he going to break $800? And sometimes...
Multiple clubs.
Oh, my God. He would bring them out of his bag, step over his knee, throw them in the water.
Do we have video? Do we have behind the smoke video?
We do, and those videos are going to...
Those are going in the show notes?
No, those are going to stay in the phone for a while.
Those are just...
Yeah, but no, he, you could see...
You were the Johnny McEnroe of golf?
Yeah, he really was, and
yeah.
It was a ton of fun, and, like I said, we can look back and talk about certain things, and I know it's not the most appealing for him to look at, but, through that process, it's got him to where he is now. So It's not always the best thing, but that did form his callus of what he's talking about. When you say you got to callus your mind, it's a true thing. It really is. And
big time.
You can
big time.
Yeah, you can see where he's going and what he's doing. And, obviously there's things that I know Brian's continuing to work on and
my abs.
Yeah, exactly. But it's amazing to see what he's doing and know that it doesn't come from a malicious place, and he's just being a positive and wants to be positive for other people, and in doing so, knowing that how different you guys are with the way you guys got sober, you guys speak to different people, and I think that's amazing that you guys can do it in a positive light where it's like, hey, this worked for me. Well, this worked for me. Like, some people want to lose weight. Cardio is going to be their number one thing. Some people, it's more of a diet thing, whatever it is. But you guys speak to different people and how it helps. And I think it's really important for people to understand. It's not, we talked about, Brian and I talked about the Goggins book because I showed him, told me to read it. I read it. Yeah, it's amazing. We'll put it in the show notes. But it's you have to take what works for you out of those books. Goggins, the way he does things isn't going to work for every single person. It's not everyone has that mentality, and it doesn't mean that they're wrong. It just means that it's different and it's going to work differently for other people. Mm-hmm. I personally resonate very, very well with what he does. And, when we talk about taking souls, it's a disgusting thing that I used to think was such a bad thing because in the fourth quarter of playing football, like there was nothing more that I wanted to go up against these guys and just fucking break them because I know I was going to try harder. I was going to work harder. I was going to take their fucking soul. And to do that, some people think it's fucking insane. That's just what I did. I ate that shit up. I ate that shit for breakfast. And so I resonate with what he talks about. It doesn't always work for everybody else, but you can always take tidbits of what people are saying. And you just have to be self-aware enough to know that.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
And one other thing too, with everything and all of my awesome success, you were and have been awesome through this, and I'm talking to Derek, and I'm meeting Shawn. I can tell I'm going to know Shawn more after this. But thank you, just from homie to homie, dude. Like, to be such a good friend, like if I was in the space I'm in now and had a clunked out Pontiac freaking sputtering around like you had with me, like thanks for hanging around the fly until he turned into a bee, you know what I'm saying? So that means a lot. You were a big part, my friends and stuff like that. So I take a lot of credit and ownership for this, but I have had a lot of support with family, friends, parents, things like that. It's a whole team thing, the golf's a team thing, and as into myself as I am, it's funny, you get tunnel vision on your own shit, and it can come across a little bit as self-centered,
mm-hmm.
and it's not. I'm just as interested in your mission, in opening up your stores. Good job, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
And that whole thing, so this format's about me, and I love some me, so I can get going on me like a son of a bitch. But genuinely, thanks for all your support through this thing. And that's another thing too. You need to take advantage of your resources and your people. If you're trying to get help and you want it, there's help out there. Whether it's Apex or AA or wherever you want to go, and taking advantage of your good people and your good friends in your life.
I know that Apex also helped you with something that you thought you would never use in your whole fucking life, and that's meditation. I mean, something that Brian would tell me about. He's like, dude, I'm so fucking good at this. He's like, I am such a good meditator, but it helped you.
It's going to help me in golf like crazy, and I haven't even explored it. I'm not trying to cut you off. I literally have the person that showed me or brought that talent out in me.
Mm-hmm.
I have her like a golf coach,
right?
And I have a tab with her, and I use her like my golf coach, and it's in a preventative format where, help me with meditation, kind of energy reading stuff, like make my stuff right, and it's kind of like this: don't stop eating hamburgers once you have a heart attack. I'm using it preventatively, but yeah, it's taught me a skill. I'm naturally hot, I run at a 10, hypomaniac, whatever. I haven't been labeled. I'm self-diagnosing myself, but I know I run. I hear that's good. But I know I run on a high register. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's good. It's good for me to have that meditation and that calm in my life, right? But the gift of that in my sport that I choose to play, I think is invaluable. It's shown me that I'm able to take big things in meditation. Your mind, you're trying to focus on breathing, and you hear shit. I'm really good at get back, and something tells me that might be good for golf.
Yeah.
Saying.
Get back to your zero, right? You are.
That's not public information, but yes.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not trying. I want everyone to get better, but I'm not trying to help you get good at golf. I've earned that. You haven't. Go spend some time golfing.
I'll tell you what,
I'm not sharing that shit.
It's helped me a bunch, just golfing with you and Corey and learning little things and talking about, hitting a forehand in tennis and those little things that people don't think it's a big deal. But, for me, I don't know anything about golf. And, I tend to think I'm athletic, and it's a very frustrating sport for me. So, but being able to simplify things, I think is the best thing for me in golf. Is just like you were talking to me one time about, it's more about try to take away as many movements as you can and just be pure, like everything back, forward, forehand, and like don't try to think so much about all these other things. Just be as pure as you can to the ball. And I'm like, that's stupid. And then it's just like boom. I'm like, oh shit, that fucking worked. It was great.
It's fun. I've been in the whole not give myself credit for accomplishments thing for a long time, and I'm discovering why I did that. But I know that I didn't, and I haven't, which is interesting. And so I've spent a lot of time, not a ton of time, but I've put effort into you. And you're like an open book, so it's fun.
Right.
But I can't take credit for that. But, I will say you probably got about $10,000 worth of lessons from me, so we're going to talk about that later. But they're really not from me. They're by proxy. I don't want to use this format to blow people up, but am I allowed to say my golf coaches name?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Robert Madsen, he's out of Singing Hills. I always called it Singing Hills. It flipped to Sequan, and now it's Singing Hills again. But he was my coach. I used to take 14 hours of lessons a week for him for a long time.
Didn't he just get?
Or it was 8 hours of lessons a week, 2 2s and a 4. He was 2017 SCPGA Teacher of the Year. He's out of Sequan, and I like his time, so I want him to get business, but not too much because I want his slots. But no, really, he's a special kind of coach in person.
Yeah,
and he's good at golf coaching and whatever kind of life, whatever you want type of thing. So sure. I'm back in the saddle with him. I don't know why I mentioned that other than I do. So yeah, everything that I know about golf. My skill level, like God gave me, all that stuff is what it is. But Bob Madsen brought it out of me, and I never believed in myself. I was just a good actor. Yeah. His information and how he wanted me to act was good enough to make me pure. And I feel it nowadays. I feel like the same shit I felt in my hands and my body when I was 15. But I've got this vest. My body's different, my mind's different, but I can feel it. And he teaches a different kind of golf. And
now we're going for it. We're going for it, right? You're gonna start playing tournaments again.
Yeah, I'm playing tournaments again. I'm not like result oriented. It's more of just I'm not scared. Right. I want to see what I do, and I'm not putting. The nice part about that is I feel so good about who I am that I don't think the golf can fuck with that. I think it can fuck with it while I'm playing, and I kind of like the test. Like it's its own little life, and I'm going to have ups and downs, and I'm going to get done, and I'm going to examine it and be brutally honest with the good and the bad, and then that little life's done, and then you get back to being Brian.
Right. And
I like where Brian sits, and that's the difference. Before, the golf was the only thing that mattered. It dictated how I felt about myself, and that won't do that now.
It would ruin your day.
It's kind of a scary way to live, right? Like It's like, fuck, which is Russian roulette? Is the gun going to, let's spin the bottle. Is it going to point to me? Because I don't want to kiss the dude on the other side. This is a fucked up spin the bottle. Like this is not good. If that thing points to me, that's scary. Like I might have to kiss the dude.
Right.
And that's how it felt. But I'm so feels it was even worse. It's like golf every day was like, am I going to be the fucking champion of the world or am I going to hate myself? It's like, no, you asshole. That's a good way to play a shitty round of golf and be in a bad space. And that's an easy. It's hard to be at a zero.
Yeah.
In that space. So yeah, I guess the point of there is you've already won, and this rabbit hole or whatever all came from you talking about golf and talking about the golf the time we spent and that whole thing. I take credit for the time I put in. I played 350 days a year for 10 fucking years, and I still played in my 20. I've played a ton of golf. It's not from hammers,
right?
And I'm not proud of that. It's just not. I'm not that guy,
right?
But really, he gets all the credit for. I put the work in, but I wouldn't be the player I am today without that man and that coach. And,
well, I think
same thing now. Sorry, but he's gonna. It's so fun to be back with him and be able to be this person for him. Like I don't even care. The golf shit I could do with no face and an alias.
Sure.
I want to do it the way I should. I know I can, and I don't know where that goes. But it's like, I know like, if I'm not good in the bunker in 2 months, I'm going to be trying to hit it in the fucking bunker. Like Like, tell me what I'm not good at.
Absolutely.
I want to get good at it. And so it's fun to take that into the golf.
I mean, I think one of the things you said was, how Derek and Corey were able to help you, through your sobriety. And also, these are your golf buddies that you used to drink with. And I think, that goes back to the fear of an alcoholic is how am I going to be able to go to a tailgate, for me and not drink? Like, it's 4 hours of tailgating. That's what we did is we drank.
Yeah.
And then we drank at the Charger game, and then we drank at the bar. Like, how is that going to play out? But it's like you said, if you know that something's wrong, it's having the ability to admit that there's something wrong and to reach out, and that vulnerability.
It's huge.
But you'll find out who your true friends are too, because your true friends will be someone like Derek that he's going to listen. He's going to do his best to point you in the right direction, but he's also not going to judge you.
Yeah.
He's going to let you know that, your full vulnerabilities. And people all over the world have somebody that's alcoholic in their family or close to them that they know. And you can't push someone into the program. That's one of the things. I wouldn't be sober today if it wasn't for my uncle who was an alcoholic. He passed away last year, but he lived his life. He lived his life through AA, but he never pushed it on us. I have family members, my brothers, we're all alcoholics, but he never said, "Hey, you've got to come to meetings," or like, "You need to get your shit together."
That dog
he just
dog
lived
has
his
to
life.
Want to be pet.
Well, yeah, he just lived his life, and his life got better. It got better sober, and he would come to the tailgates with his AA buddies, and they would bring fucking Perrier, and we would all be drinking, and sure enough, they had a great fucking time.
That was a big fear for me. It was feeling like I was going to become Ned Flanders.
Yeah.
Scootily doodly neighbor. Like all of a sudden I'm a fucking dork,
Yeah.
And really, that's what you think is going to make you funny and all that stuff. And across the board, you're sharper, you're more intelligent, you feel better, you have more fun, I have more fun at parties.
Yeah.
But then it gets to a point where people are out of control and it gets gross, and I can see them really not having fun, and they're just out of control, and they think that they're being funny and they're not, and that's when the shit just grosses me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, go feel bad tomorrow and be a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah.
You're grossing me out. That's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not really having fun at that point. I see it.
Right.
And the people that are doing it a lot, I can see that. I mean, but yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing for you to be able to come on and share your journey, because I know there's a lot of people that, we all have demons. We all have things that we struggle with. And part of the reason we do the podcast is to talk about not just the things that go bad in business, but, personal shit gets in the way as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, you figure I was able to run this, not run it. I've got my dad's there, and he helps. Ryan de Guzman, major help. Denise in our office, Denise Williams is a major help. Our guys out there, got all kinds of good people around me. I don't know where I was going with that either. I think I need some food. My brain is maybe not working that well. But yeah, where I was going with that was, really across the board, if you're able to, I was able to run this company in that space, and just across the board, from having fun at parties, from doing a good job at work, from feeling good about myself, the people that have come in my life that weren't there before, that are great people, it's just like, I dare you to try. I dare you, if you're afraid, fucking try it, because you're going to be happier, and you're scared. And a lot of people, I think, are just surrounded by so many flies. They might not even have one bee around them. Mm-hmm. And it's scary when you're trying to be a bee and you're around a bunch of fucking flies.
Yeah.
It really, really is. Because all the people you've hung around and everything, and it makes you feel like they'll think that you think you're better than everyone or this and that. It's like, no, dude, I got to shed your bullshit. And you got to be brave. You got to be honest, dude. The people maybe that you've been hanging around aren't in a good fucking place.
Yeah.
And they're going to hold you down. They're windsocks. You need to cut that rope. And it's hard. It's hard to be brave because, I guarantee you there's people out there listening right now that they associate with bullshit people, and they're a good person and they're ready to change, but they're going to have to realize that they're not going to be able to hang around the same people for now. Eventually they're going to be an awesome person, and they're going to serve as a mirror. Mm-hmm. That's what I do nowadays. I don't even try to do that. It didn't even dawn on me, but like 4 or 5 months in the game, people are like, dude, you're making people better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, I'm just trying to make myself better. Like, no, dude, people see you. And like my buddy that I live 2 doors away from, he's back. He doesn't drink Monday through Friday. Guy was drinking like me. He's not out of control, but he loves to drink.
Sure.
And he's just not out of control. He's aware. He can just not drink, which I couldn't before, you know. He could go golf and not drink, which I couldn't. So he has more control than me. But if he continued, it could be a problem. But now he looks at me and sees me get in shape and all this stuff. And he's like, fuck, I'm coming back. I'm getting in shape. I'm not working Monday through Friday. I'm not drinking Monday through Friday. You know, and it's, you know, I'm not doing it for that reason, but it's pretty neat. So when you become that guy, you affect your groups in a positive way.
Absolutely.
Or you scare them away. But they know deep down inside that they need to be doing better. So you're just a constant reminder in their ear and in their mind that I can do better type of thing. So you just serve as an example for those people. You got to shed the fucking bullshit. One
of my favorite quotes is that you're the sum total of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. You know, and that's something that I heard on a podcast, on Tim Ferriss's podcast, and it's just something that resonates. And the more that you spend with positive people or people that you admire, people that raise the bar, you start to question the things that you're doing and the people that are bringing your bar down.
Yeah.
It's big.
Big time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm all about that life. I'm all about the good people, the positive people. I'm captivated by greatness in all arenas. Watching Mamba, I'm drawn. I always have been to Jimmy Valvano's Never Give Up speech. Yep. You know, greatness in all forms, you know. Study that shit. Yeah, it's different. Oh, that's not normal. Fuck yeah, it's not normal. It's badass. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to be fucking great, dude.
So are you available for hire for scramble golf tournaments?
Oh,
or does Derek and Corey get you on their team for every fucking one?
Let's just say that I'm trying not to play in scramble events other than maybe with Derek.
Have you been outlawed of all the scramble events?
With you.
Jesus.
Now, well, you know what? I should have. I wasn't even playing good and we were winning everyone. So I should be because, the East County scramble. Yeah, I'd probably give them a handful right now, but that's not saying much.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on and being vulnerable and sharing the story and talking about something that really affects a lot of people.
What, are we done?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, we can keep going if you want.
No.
You want to keep talking about yourself?
Well, of course.
No, but it's sometimes those vulnerabilities are really hard for people to be able to self-reflect and look at yourself in the mirror and see who you were and where you've come. So you being able to share that story and maybe help other people, how can someone get a hold of you if they hear this and they say, hey man, I really want to talk to Brian.
Wow.
What's the avenue? You got an email? You got a...
Yeah. You know what? Oh, wow. That's interesting. I have an email and it's a work email.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to be able to get a hold of me, but I got to do it responsibly. So, I guess there's some notes after the podcast.
Yeah, show notes, and then we can.
You have an Instagram.
You know, I did, and then I got off of it immediately because I didn't like how I was looking. Yeah, you want me to talk about that? Okay, well, I was on Facebook, and everybody thinks everything's great, and it wasn't. So I got off of Facebook, but I'm still curious of people and want people to be curious of me because that's human nature. Look how good I'm doing, and I don't know. So I got on there and I'm looking at people's stuff and then I'm putting stuff on there that I liked. It was positive stuff, but there's still an element of look at me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not into that. I don't want the credit for this shit. I don't care about the Brian Hess shit. And then if I could do it with a blurred face and an alias, you know, I care about getting my message out, but it's not my name.
Well, I mean,
and so
I get that, but
the Instagram thing, it's just like socially, like if it was a business thing, it's not. And I'm promoting myself every day on my own. You know, in the name of God, and I don't need to. There's just nothing in it for me now, other than, you know, if I'm curious about my people, I call my fucking people.
Sure.
And if Instagram's your shit, then good, dude, that's you. But I this is just for me. I know that I would not get on it for
the right reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not like I'm gonna go like, hey, let's go see how many half naked chicks I can be friends with on Instagram or something stupid. It's just like, yeah. I just don't give a shit.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I also thought that I'd be like, what am I going to do without TV? I'm like, I don't know, Netflix and Showtime. Like, how much time am I going to spend watching fucking TV? I got shit to do. So
right.
Just to each their own. And for me, Instagram isn't my bag.
Okay.
I'm looking through the rear view, dude. I don't take time to stop. I got shit to do.
Let's figure out an email for you. Not right now, but we'll put it in the show notes when this comes out.
Yeah,
so,
I want that. We'll get me an email that we'll get on the show notes. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But I really want that. And anybody that hears this, that is inspired, you know, my time is important to me, but I would sit down at night and respond to emails and help push people in the right direction. I've got good people and a good network of people that are professionals. You know, I've got heart and a voice, but I've also got professionals. There's a space for all of that. So anybody that wants to get better, man, you can get there. And I know the people that can get there, and you can totally fucking do it. You really can. You just got to dig deep. I was in the worst place ever. I'm all feels. For 13 years, I was in hell. If I can do it, you can. Trust me. Trust me.
Well, thank you again for coming out. We appreciate it. We love you.
Thank
We love
you.
your journey, and we can't wait to see where this goes and see the new Brian. So thanks for coming. Love
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Be
Love
good.
you, buddy. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.